and hemp products.
Okay.
So, okay. Well, I'm ready to rock and roll. Are
What's
you,
the
Jamie?
difference? Yeah, between CBD and hemp.
Well, that's what we can ask her.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Let's get it on. Quiet, Jamie. And welcome to Women Changing Our World. I am Kelly.
I'm Jamie. Good morning.
Good morning. You're a little sleepy today, Jamie.
I am so tired today. I was telling Kelly, I was up till 3 a.m. I could not fall asleep.
By choice.
Not by choice. Like, I didn't want to be up. It wasn't like I was like, woohoo, but I couldn't fall asleep. 3 a.m. And I am tired.
What time did you get up?
I got up at 7:30. That is not that much sleep
Take a
for
nap.
me. I know.
And you have a very exciting date tomorrow.
I know. I'm getting my vaccine tomorrow.
All the way in Richmond.
All the way in Richmond.
If you are local, you can go to CVS if you qualify. There are still appointments available.
Kelly and I hacked the system.
No, we didn't hack the system. But no, listen. So every time I'm like updating all these vaccine websites, and every time one would become available, like close, I'd be like calling and texting.
Because we told you last week how Kelly was calling me, and she's like, South Boston is open. I was like, Kelly, I am not driving to South Boston. She's like, you have to get to Clarksville. I was like, Kelly, I don't know where Clarksville is. I'm not getting there. I'm just not doing it. So every 15 minutes, South Boston popped up again. I was like, so finally, we were on the computer together in the morning.
No, so I called you and said, Jamie, Richmond is open.
Yes.
CVS, Richmond is open. So you got on, and then you messed it up because you kept refreshing when you're really just supposed to stay on the page and it refreshes for you.
Right. Didn't know that.
Right.
But
so
now
then,
you guys know.
Right. So you were on your phone, and then I signed up on my phone so I could sign up you while you signed up your husband because we were afraid if it takes too long, there aren't going to be any appointments.
That's right. So we did it. We double teamed it and got 2 appointments in Richmond. So I'm excited. But you had the 1 dose. I wanted the 1 dose. I have to
take what you can get.
I have to get the 2. Right. I don't want to be picky. Like, isn't that funny that now we have a vaccine? We're like, ugh,
I don't want that one.
Totally not getting the 2 dose. I only do the 1 dose. Like, it's like, I mean, come on. Like, if there was like a cure for something, like, it's like,
do it.
It's the 3 shots is just too much for me. I'm gonna wait till like science happens till it gets down to like a half a shot because I don't want the whole thing.
Okay, but I'm confused about this. So they say you're gonna have to get a booster.
Yes.
Okay, but if everybody's getting it at different times, how do you know when you get the booster? And is it a specific booster with a specific shot you got?
Yeah, probably.
Like, are you going to have to get, like, the Johnson & Johnson booster?
Probably, yes.
That's going to be very confusing.
It's probably, like, from the year, it's like a year after you got your last shot. Like,
I don't know. I think it's going to be, the booster is going to be a shit show.
Well, it's interesting.
Are people going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to get my booster?
Yeah, because I hope that we are keeping track of all of this. Because you know how everyone's getting that small card that everyone writes on?
Yeah, do you know what? I thought my card was on the kitchen counter.
Oh no, the worst place for your card.
I don't know where it is now.
Oh no.
What happens if you lose the card?
I don't know. Can you get a duplicate card? So here this leads.
But why do you need the card?
So I think that so when you travel, like people are working on. So my friend at UVA was.
Then they should have laminated it and made it the size to fit in your wallet. If they wanted you to keep it,
yeah,
they should have like.
No, yeah.
Each CVS should have a laminator, and they just zoop and make it the size of your driver's license.
My friend was telling me yesterday that she works for UVA, and there's all these COVID restrictions that are rolling out, like every week, like different things. Like if you're vaccinated, you don't have to quarantine when you travel. If you are there's
who is keeping track?
So this is my point. Who is keeping track of this? And I hope, for the love of God, that we are keeping track of the vaccines in a database of some form and not just handing Americans a tiny little card that they're going to lose on their kitchen table. So I was thinking, this is my idea. So you know how we're all getting those real IDs, like these new driver's license with the stars?
Yeah.
Okay.
I already have one of those.
So I have to go to the DMV. I'm getting that actually next week. I am very busy in this month. What if we tied that somehow when you look up your driver's license number, you can see who's been vaccinated? Because that would be the easiest way to do it, government.
But are they going to then say you have to be vaccinated to fly?
I think, so that's what they're trying to figure out. Like the countries are all like trying to work together to figure out like what are the restrictions. Like if you travel to Bangladesh, is that different than if you travel to China?
I don't know.
Can
I'm
you
not going to either place, so I'm not too worried.
But can you imagine being the person that coordinates? You're like, all right, everyone, jump on the Zoom. China got you, Japan, Russia. Again with you. Vladimir, you're always late. It's one Zoom a month. I don't know. You got to pull it together.
Oh.
And then you have all these countries, like maybe India is like, I'm not doing it. You're like, India, you always do this to me. Like, come on now.
I don't know who's coordinating that.
I know.
And do you think the CDC that they just put out, like, if you're vaccinated, you can get together with another vaccinated person indoors without masks?
Yes.
And then if you're vaccinated, you can get together with other people who are at low risk indoors without a mask.
But think about all.
I don't understand.
This is like statistics when I was in college. You're like, Jane and Sue go to the park.
Right.
Sue fell, but Jane, like, it's like all these things. Like, okay, so what if you're vaccinated? I'm half vaccinated. Can we be indoors? Or do we, like,
I don't know.
what if we're both half vaccinated?
It's like one of those, those circles, and it has all these different things. Like if you go say yes to this and go to this direction.
Right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
And if you have the Johnson & Johnson and I have the Pfizer, do we have to sit outside or can we sit indoors? I don't know. I don't know.
But do you think the CDC just said that to try to give people hope because they knew people were going to do it anyway?
Yeah, I think putting out a guideline, like, you can tell people don't care. I sit in front of my store and watch people every day with no mask partying and drinking, and I'm like, no, cool, that's good. I mean, roll with it. Like, you do you. Like, people don't care.
People are ridiculous.
Yeah, people are, like, walking through Wegmans with no mask. Like, I'm like, all right, you really are just going blatantly. You just went into Wegmans and you said, I do not give an F.
Right.
I don't care. I'm doing it.
But I think that's so selfish.
I know.
Like, listen, I don't care if you get, not you particular,
Right.
but if the other person wears a mask, I don't care if they get COVID. But I do care about all the other people around that are trying to be safe with a mask on that could get COVID. But anyway, I'm over it. I'm over COVID.
Well, let's talk about some news real quick before we get Leanne
let's
online.
do some quick
So
news.
The Grammys were last night. I did not watch it, but so many women won.
Yeah, Taylor Swift was a big winner.
Taylor Swift, Megan Thee Stallion.
Yep.
If you like her.
Queen Bee.
Queen Doja Cat, another one we've talked about. Dua Lipa, Don't Start Now, one of my favorite songs. Don't Start Now. I play that all the time in the store. I love that song.
On Kids Bop.
Oh, and Megan, because yes, we have to play Kids Bop at my store because I want to listen to the new music, but I don't want the cursing. So it's Don't Stop Now. And then Savage by Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
I'm a savage. Classic, bougie, nasty. You know that one in your house.
We do.
Another one, Colors by Black Pumas. I don't know who the Black Pumas are.
I don't either.
Never seen them. Seems dangerous. Black Pumas.
Oh, and then Billie Eilish won. Okay, everyone likes her.
Billie Eilish.
Listen, I am not down with her.
I know, you
and
don't like
I just
her.
don't like, it's not that I don't like her as a person.
Yeah.
Her music, it sounds like she's whispering. Anybody can whisper.
Yeah, she's like, if you want a salmon,
Right.
a salmon, right, with her green hair, have a salmon,
Right?
Yeah,
I just don't understand it.
You were just mad because we didn't think of that. We could have put out a whole
whispered.
a salmon,
Auto-tuned.
But listen to all these the songs of the year. Cardigan, Taylor Swift. Like, I got like a small cardigan. Like, she's like, if it gets cold, like, it's a song about a cardigan. Don't Start Now, which is like the opposite of like, go after your dreams, start now. Like, Dua Lipa is like, don't start now. Don't do it. It's COVID.
Just don't even do it.
Just chill out. Don't even do anything. Like, we're not doing it. I Can't Breathe, performed by her. You're like, that's a problem. I mean, I would see him. And If the World Was Ending, performed by J.P. Sachs.
So all uplifting.
Very dismal at the Grammys. Yeah. So don't start now, guys. Don't do anything. I mean, now's not the time. Maybe
Don't do a thing.
Wait till the summer. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't stop now. I love that song.
I thought it was Don't Stop Now.
Don't start now. Don't start now.
Then I've been singing it wrong. Okay, let's get Leanne on.
Yeah. Oh, I have so many more. I want to talk about the Grammys. I have so many things here.
Okay, well, we can circle back. And I want to tell you what I'm watching.
We'll circle back with my singing here.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, I'm so tired I forgot how to work the Zoom for a second. Like, I was like, how do I
No,
call
and we're not even
someone?
Zooming, we're Skyping.
I mean, Skyping. I don't even know what we're doing here.
Get it together, Jamie. The time change.
The time
It's
change.
ringing. You don't even have your headphone in.
I'm
Get it
hearing
together, Jamie. Geez, she's all over the place.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Jamie.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Kelly.
We are so excited to have you.
I cannot see you yet.
Oh, let's fix that.
Okay.
Well, we'll try.
There you are. Hi. Thank you so much for being here. We are so excited.
Yes, and we have so many questions, but for people who are watching that don't know who you are, tell us who you are, what you do, and why you are so awesome.
Oh, well, and first of all, thanks for having me. I am just as excited to be here, so much appreciated. And I'm excited for all of our questions and talk as well. I'm Leanne Kuhn. I am one of the owners and management operators at Albemarle Cannabis Company, also known as Albemarle Hemp Company. And so, yeah, that's kind of who I am, just in a nutshell.
So how did this get started? Like, were you guys like hanging out, having a good time, and you were like, you know what? People would really like this.
let's just start a hemp company.
Seems cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, doesn't everybody do that?
Well, I mean, yeah, yes,
No, I'm
I
just
do
kidding.
this every day. Kelly and I have come up with lots of business ideas that will net like,
But
yeah.
we just don't do them.
We don't ever
We come
do
up
them.
with them, but we don't do them.
Right. So, it's kind of to me a really great story in the sense that it really just happened organically. My husband was going through a change of career, and he was approached by a good friend, and he said, this is something that you've always been passionate about, and you've always had, an active role in this community and with these products, and you're so knowledgeable, and have you ever thought about starting a hemp company? You're in transition, and would this be something you'd be interested in trying? And so that's essentially how it happened. It was like, hey, let's see, let's try, why not? And so it kind of went from there, in the sense that they just kind of started kicking around ideas, and then we all started kind of making them come to fruition. And Albemarle Hemp Company was born, and still kind of moving and grooving here a couple of years later, and we're enjoying the ride.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, because people are a lot of older people and some younger people are very confused. So what is CBD, and how is it different than THC?
So, yeah, no, these are great questions. And you're right. We get those questions all the time. And you're right, Kelly. We get them from all ages. It doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, how old you are. People have questions. And this is exactly the kind of knowledge that we want to help impart, in the community with potential customers, current customers, and just anyone who's curious. So CBD is a naturally occurring compound in hemp plant. Okay. It also occurs in marijuana plant. Okay. And both of those plants are part of the larger cannabis family of plants, if that makes sense. So in that family of cannabis plants, there's hemp plants. Okay. And those tend to have, in order to be classified as hemp, it has to have a lower concentration of THC. Okay. Which is the buzzword that everybody is familiar with in association with marijuana or pot, right? So in CBD, in hemp plants, you have a lower occurrence or concentration of THC, and you have a higher concentration of CBD. So CBD is a naturally occurring compound, along with lots of other compounds in the hemp or any cannabis plant, and it carries some amazing properties. But among those amazing properties are that it actually does not contain the properties that caused a lot of the psychoactive reactions that people have associated with traditional marijuana or pot usage.
CBD does not get you high.
No, exactly. So CBD does not have the psychoactive properties. It has properties that can help support sleep, relief of anxiety, pain relief. And how it essentially works is it communicates with the neurotransmitters in your brain to essentially block pain or relieve anxiety, depending on the desired effect, or essentially whatever someone's using it for. It kind of works with these little messengers in your brain and in your body to kind of help get the relief that you're after. And different products work in different ways with, to provide different relief. So some products are better for pain relief. Some products are better for relief of anxiety. Some products are better for sleep support. It just depends. And so it's really an amazing product. It's the beautiful, even more beautiful part is that it's natural.
Yeah. So is CBD controlled and regulated just like marijuana? Or is it totally different? Since it doesn't contain the amount of THC that marijuana has, or is it just kind of like, all right, this
it's
is
like
not
a natural product.
Right, not a controlled substance.
Right. So it's in process right now of there's a lot of moving parts in the legislation, in all the little legal compartments,
Right.
and so every state is different right now. In Virginia, you can legally grow hemp and you can legally sell and use CBD. Now, as far as regulatory things, you do have to fall within the legal limits.
Got it.
Of concentration. And right now, even some of those are being discussed, and changes are possibly in the making. It's just we're trying to keep up with the lawmakers so that we can make sure that we keep our products within those legal ranges.
And you have some great products. And, I got to know you because I have a hard time sleeping and sometimes some anxiety.
And
I use
last
your product.
night. I should have told you that.
I know.
I'm hanging on by a thread today. A very small thread.
But I can testify that your products work. And I appreciate them very much. Because who wants to, take a sleeping pill? Because then you wake up, you're groggy.
Yes.
It's like, and you don't even really know what's in it. Right?
Yeah.
And I honestly, we love that you love our products. That means so very much to us. And yeah, it's in order to be able to help people, we want to basically give them things that aren't going to impair their functionality. Right. Who needs to be feeling like their brain is completely disconnected? I mean, if that's what you like, that's okay too. But most people don't, in a day-to-day world, we have to be able to function. And so when you use CBD products, and, yes, you can smoke things that have, like you can smoke hemp cigarette joints. You can ingest CBD with gummies or chocolate or other edibles. You can ingest it through drinks. We have a great, lemon infused sparkling water now.
Oh, that sounds
that has, absolutely. You can get CBD in a capsule form. So some people, they do prefer like a capsule, but having it be, a product that's fueled with natural, components is going to give you a lot more of a functional way of life, and hopefully help, cure what ails you, as they say.
So Jerry Miller has a comment. He is texting. He's saying, when cannabis is legalized, what is your prediction on how this new market will impact Charlottesville and Central Virginia's economy?
That's a great question. I can tell you what my hope is. So my hope is that when cannabis is legalized, and we know it's coming, and honestly, again, cannabis is somewhat legal already because CBD is part of the cannabis family. However, cannabis in that traditional sense of marijuana, that legalization is coming, right? And again, we all know that. So my hope in that sense, as far as how it affects the economy overall, especially in the state of Virginia, and even more so in our general area in Charlottesville, Crozet, Whitehall, those areas, I really hope that what happens is that it directly supports the agricultural community, who are the people who put food on our table. They are the people who put clothes on our back. They are the people who are out there doing the absolute hardest work there is. And so my hope that it directly supports the agricultural base in our state and in our even more direct localities. And even furthermore, I hope that it supports our infrastructure for local businesses, for local artisans who are amazingly talented and creating wonderful CBD products, and so my hope is that expands into, the larger world of cannabis products, including marijuana, and that it will lift up and more positively support our economy. I would like to see things like, money getting used to improve, medical studies and support for folks who are, struggling with health issues, and see if we can directly impact support for them. I'd like to see money get put into increasing support for our schools, for our roads, for infrastructure pieces that are definitely in need of some economical support. And so I think we have a real opportunity here in the state, and in Charlottesville proper, if that answers that question. But
so let's go back to the farm.
And again, I don't know that that's what will happen, but that's what I hope is going to happen.
I hope that happens too, because you look at states like Colorado, where it is legal, and you should see, I was watching some documentary about it the other day, but you should see what Colorado has done to their public school system by using the money.
Right.
Yeah, like they have these huge, beautiful schools with like the top of the line equipment. Right. And so these kids are getting such a great education.
Interesting.
I know.
So back to your farm a little bit. I have a question about your farm. So how many acres?
Well, real quick.
Go.
Real something about the farm. So Kelly, something that I really, I was fortunate enough to do a few years ago was I actually got to go out to California, and I'm an avid gardener and beekeeper and lover of all things natural. And I've also been a teacher for many, many years. And I really do believe in the power of imparting the best and most high quality knowledge upon children as we can. And so I had the fortune of going out west, and I was out in Santa Cruz, California, and got to see directly how the support, is given in public schools, not just for things like the big beauty of the schools, but for like sustainability practices. I went to schools where the children were literally growing everything that they grew everything that was served in their cafeterias, their school cafeteria. They processed the food. They prepared the food. They portioned the food, Right. I mean, and these are the kinds of things that children need to know how to do. These are the kinds of things that keep us connected in this world, but also keep us, I don't know, just in more harmony with the world in which we live. And so it goes so much more beyond the walls of the school buildings. It's so much deeper in the practices that are going on, and also more progressive practices. These kids are keeping bees. These children are learning how to keep chickens and other pieces of animal husbandry. These children are being exposed to a wealth of knowledge that will make them so much more powerful as world citizens, and for us to be able to have the potential to also make that happen here, there are really no words for that.
No, but it takes money
and
to do that
is
right.
Absolutely. And like I was telling you the other day, I'd like to see our, put our money where our mouth is, and especially when where our children are concerned. So thank you for letting me indulging me on that. But Jamie, you were about to ask something about the farm.
So how many acres is the farm, and are you growing all of this organically?
Good question.
So we're very dedicated to organic growing practices, absolutely. And so right now, it's just coming into mid-March, so nothing's growing right now. It's still a little too cold, and hemp plants don't like it when it's cold. So we're getting ready for the growing season right now. And so each year is different. Last year we had a few different areas where we had, an acre in one spot close in a farm right down like at the end of our road. And then we had another farm that was maybe about a mile or so away, another acre there. And then we also have tried to work with local folks who are interested in growing hemp to help them be able to engage in those growing practices on their own. So essentially, we managed a smaller area, and this year we're still trying to kind of plan how much we're going to grow and where, and get that started.
So what do you think will happen to the hemp and cannabis industry, especially locally, when it becomes, legal in many states, do you think some big company will come in and kind of try to take over and strong arm all the, local farmers? Like, will Philip Morris all of a sudden,
Oh, I think they're already poised to do that. And that's what I don't want to see Virginia and Virginia's lawmakers do, is essentially channel the legalization to support big business and big pharma. That is the absolute last thing that needs to happen to this industry, in my humble
I totally
opinion.
agree.
And I think that in an area where we all value local businesses, small businesses, where we value organic, sustainable, dedicated, intentional practices, regardless of what your business is, that is something that drew Joe and I to this community almost 15 years ago. It is something that we're both very passionate about, that means a lot to us. And it's something that has kept us in this community. It really is part of our heart, and we appreciate that it's so woven into the heartbeat and the fabric of this community. So the absolute last thing that I think needs to happen is for Philip Morris, with all due respect to them, to come in and essentially strong arm and overtake hardworking, amazing businesses and put some big business, stamp on them. Because again, the American dream long time ago, not to sound a little idealistic and on my soapbox, was that, mom and pop built their business, right? And so what does it say for us as a people if we continually roll over and let those businesses that are so hard to build just get bulldozed over by these big corporations? Obviously their pockets are way deeper than mine, and good for them. That's great. But I'd really love to see that not happen. So I really hope that, by partnering in the community, continuing to partner in the community the way that we are, continuing to stay, on the ground as far as keeping up with, the changing legislation, upcoming, bills and things that get put on the docket, and really kind of joining in the community, in the cannabis community of people across the state who are, I haven't met really any of them who feel like that they want everybody to get sold out to big corporations, in any way. So I'm really hoping that we're all able to stay collaborative together, collegially speaking, in that sense, so that we can build the community that we know is going to best serve, our friends, our neighbors, our schools, our businesses, and the places that we love and that we want to, see stay the same and get better in a higher quality way that doesn't involve those large corporations.
So I'm curious. So like as a business owner, how hard, so you guys you love the farming aspect, you love the natural part of it, like being like digging and dirt stuff. How does that translate over to manufacturing? So how does that translate over to packaging design, to manufacturing? Because that seems a little bit...
I think Leanne loves that part.
Right, like out of the wheelhouse, right? Like it seems like, how does that work?
It's been a big learning curve.
I
understand,
right?
Because here's the thing, something that I was, just talking about yesterday was, sometimes in life when you're doing what you're meant to do, things just fall into place. And it's not that means that it's an easy path, and it's not that it's all sunshine and roses. But things just tend to kind of work out, and what that can also mean is that you get a crash course on how to, handle situations like packaging and labeling and developing branding and, processing your products and, and developing a supply chain and writing business plans and all kinds of amazing things that you never, ever in a million years thought that you would be doing. And here you are, because now the train is moving.
Right.
And clearly you're
and I'm
on it.
assuming you don't have 60 people working
let's
with
keep
you,
going,
right?
you know.
It's you. I'm assuming you don't have a team of accounting team, a marketing team, manufacturing down the hall.
I would love to say that I do.
Yes.
You know, I'll tell you what, I am my team, my husband and I, you know, we're a lot of the team, and you know, and we are a family business, you know, and so there's no accounting team. It's you know, we're
So
doing
you are
it.
labeling all the
We're
products.
making it happen.
You are building the products. You are packaging. You are.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. Put the, you know, gloves on, masks on, you know,
making
clean
delicious
kitchen,
gummies.
you know, food grade, food safe. Absolutely. You know, and you know, also I'm glad you brought that up, Jamie, because something else that we really value is utilizing and sourcing in our community for those things. So we use great local companies for our labels. You know, we love Frontrunner. They're amazing. They've been wonderful to us. Their labels are phenomenal. They have worked with us through a lot of trials and tribulations, and they're a great husband and wife team who have built their business,
right.
you know. So we are, you know, our bath and spa line is made by a local gal, single mom, raising 2 kids, working hard, making amazing CBD products, all natural, very organic, you know, very dedicated to knowledge of, you know, homeopathy and, you know, knowledge of essential herbs and vitamins and things, you know, our edibles. We have a great local chocolatier who uses amazing free trade organic chocolate in, you know, in conjunction with our locally grown and processed CBD. We have another fellow family man, owns his own business. You know, he does all of our candies, you know, all of our smokables, or, you know, that hemp we grew, you know, that's the hemp we grew. But one of our products is called Lavendays, which is one of my personal favorites. It's a smokable product, but it's a lavender infused hemp joint. And you know, it's interesting because, you know, when we kind of kicked off the conversation talking about CBD, you know, CBD has natural compounds in it. You know, it's a natural compound, but it has some terpenes in it, and one of the terpenes in it is called linalool. And I never feel like I'm saying that right. It's such a funny little word, but that's also a terpene that occurs in lavender. And you know, if you think about terpenes, are the things, they're natural compounds that occur in plants, and these are the things that give pine its pine smell, or an orange its orange smell, right? So terpenes are the things that give hemp, different strains, you know, of hemp and marijuana, their smell and their flavor, you know, the nose, if you will. And you know, but the terpenes in lavender and the terpenes in CBD work together in an amazingly healthfully beneficial manner for calmness that outdoes what any Xanax could ever do for anyone. So all of our lavender is grown in North Garden, you know, a wonderful lavender farm, you know, organic practices, you know. And so we pair up with as many local companies and people as we possibly can. And we're really thankful for that. We really appreciate that. And that's what we want to keep doing because, again, together we win. Right. You know, if we build this together, then not only is hopefully our business succeeding, but hopefully theirs are too.
Right.
You know, and if we're all building in the same community together, then, you know, that's what true partnership is really about.
So what would you say to women who are out there, they're starting their business, they have a dream, they have an idea, you know, what would you say to them as a woman-owned business and an entrepreneur? How do you push through? How do you get it? How do you find the energy to persevere and keep going?
Well, a lot of CBD.
I was like, when are we getting the CBD wine? Because that's what I'm talking about. I would infuse that up with a little local winery. I could partner with a lot of people, let me tell you.
Well, I can tell you that, you know, there's some wonderful places like Ace Barbecue and Biscuits that'll make you a fabulous CBD infused specialty cocktail with our CBD sparkling beverage, if you would so like. Ooh. And you know, so there's some great local establishments that can help fulfill that need for you,
Take
Jamie.
Note,
but the wine,
biscuits and barbecue directions. Got it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Holly's is a great place too that does a great job supporting us, and they would be, so, and we're hoping to, reach out to more local establishments that can, quench your thirst
Yeah.
in that department. As far as wine and things like that, that's definitely something we've talked about, but we have a lot of moving parts right now. And so, what advice would I give to women? I feel so humbled being asked a question like that. Um, I would say trust your gut. Follow your heart and trust your gut. And if it doesn't feel right, then it probably isn't right. And if it is in your heart and it's what means a lot to you, then follow that dream and keep doing it and put in the hard work. And you're going to have some days that are going to suck, and you're going to have some that are going to be great. But at the end of the day, just remind yourself that you've done the best you could that day, and that there'll be tomorrow. Credit. But if you believe in something, you feel like that it's the right thing to do, then do it. And
I love that.
And hopefully have a good team of support that will lift you up along that process.
Note to self: package designer, label company, and other people to help you. Noted.
Right. Okay.
Accountant, payroll, just little things,
Just little things. So before we let you go, tell everybody where they can find your amazing products.
Yes. Where can we go?
Oh, thank you for that. So we have a fabulous website. We are albemarlecannabiscompany.com. So you can find us on the web, and the interwebs, as we like to say. And we do have local delivery within most of our local areas.
Delivery?
And we also can do shipping.
I get all my stuff delivered. Her sweet husband delivers it to my front door.
Your husband delivers. That's like my husband. He's the Easter Bunny this year. Got real men, yes.
Or delivery team. We can also add that to the list, So yes, you'll get the pleasure of seeing Joe or I, or maybe our oldest. She might be the one delivering too. So you can find us on the web. We also have our Facebook page, at albemarlecannabiscompany.com on Facebook, and we're also on Instagram. People can find us there. In more like direct outlets. We're always at the Ix Market, the Ix Farmers Market. We love those folks. And not only are we happy to be there, but there are some very talented, amazing people that have great products at that market. So we're there every Saturday from 9 to 1. We'll also be at the Forest Lakes Market coming up soon. We do a lot of pop-up events at Pro Renata Brewery. There's a few stores that are gracious enough to carry our products. Hunt Country Market has always been a friend to Albemarle Cannabis Company, and so you can find our items there. Piedmont store out here in Whitehall. The Batesville Market.
Look at you. You are slowly taking over the entire area. I love it. You're like, we are pretty much like everywhere. Where do you find us? Walk outside, Jamie. Look to we're like pretty much everywhere.
But I will say, you guys, you need to try their products, whether it's for pain or relaxation or sleep.
Absolutely.
I love them. So I know you guys will love them
What a great company. What a great job. You are awesome. We are so excited for your business. We're so excited to see what you do in the future.
Yes.
And Kelly and I will be at Ace Barbecue today. If you would like to find us, that is where we will be after the show.
Yeah. We'll be doing a follow-up lunch meeting, business lunch meeting, and with some CBD infused cocktails.
And because we're business women.
And then we can go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
But thank you, Leanne. We love you so much.
It would really be product, we just really need to do, what do you call it? Product sampling.
Exactly.
So thank you.
I want to be a member of the team is what I'm saying. And we're helping each other.
You already are. I can feel it.
The sweetest. This customer service is 5 stars. I am writing a review on every one of your pages. I love you so much. Guys, check out their website. What an amazing company. Congratulations on all your success. And we wish you all the best.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for doing all that you're doing to support women everywhere. So keep on. Have a great day, ladies. Thank you so much.
Bye.
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 Oh, what an awesome woman.
I love her.
She's great.
She is great.
I feel like
her husband is the sweetest too. They could not be the more not.
I can't believe they
nicer.
deliver.
What?
I can't believe they deliver.
Yeah. You should do it.
I know, and she is very calming. Leanne is a very calming person. I would like to just like sit in the yard and garden with her all day, and just like sit with her and dig in the dirt.
She's amazing. I really
I
dug
wonder
her.
if I was thinking like for security reasons, like do you have to keep your plants? Like I wonder if there's some sort of thing that you have to keep them like guarded. Because what if someone like rolls up and does a little snippy?
I mean. But, like, I don't know. That'd be like, do you guard your tomatoes? It's not like her hemp products are going to get you high. It's not like you're stealing marijuana plants.
But it's not like that.
No.
But I wonder if marijuana plants are guarded.
Of course they are.
You think they are? It's like lock and key.
Okay, so I was in Jamaica, because I go to Jamaica. Well, I haven't been in a while because of stupid COVID. Yeah. But my husband and I always go to Jamaica. Yeah. And when you're driving through the mountains, you can see the marijuana fields, and there are people with guns in them.
Oh, really? Like
for
that's
sure.
like I don't really know much about marijuana. I'm like, but that's what I would think because someone comes. What if they just lit the whole field up and they were like, whoa?
That would be interesting.
I
mean, everybody's high already in Jamaica anyway, so lighting it on fire would like do
you
nothing.
just like stand there and everyone's like, yeah. And they're like, that's why the music is so good. And they're like, I don't know anything about this.
I know, but I'm saying the CBD stuff works. Leanne's getting comments saying, oh, well, Kimberly, our
Kim.
top fan.
Sup, girl?
She believes in it. She says it helps her feet.
I am having so much feet pain, Kimberly. I think this is my problem. I was working so hard the other day and I was standing like all day long and I don't think I have good shoes.
You need supportive shoes.
I know, but how old is that? So last week was
You're
my
old.
birthday, okay? So last week, I have never felt older. Like I was like this week after my birthday, I have spent Googling planters fasciitis, shoes that help with foot pain. I was like, oh God, I am really going down a dark road. It's a really dark road. I'm gonna have to get those shoes, like those
orthopedics.
Oh no,
I love this. Okay,
no.
okay. I want to tell you what I watched this week.
Okay.
I watched a documentary that I loved on Hulu called Kid 90.
Okay.
Remember Punky Brewster?
Yes, you talked about her last week.
Okay, great. So she did this documentary about all of the kids in the 90s that were actors because they all lived in LA and there were only like 13 of them. Mm-hmm. So they all were like best friends and hung out and partied and like she videotaped everything when she was a teenager in the 90s with all of these other famous child actors.
Interesting.
So that was really good if you grew up in the 90s. You will dig it. Some of it's sad because a lot of those child stars ended up dying.
Oh, yeah. That was a weird era for, like, childhood stars.
It was. So, anyway, watch that. Okay, and then this was a crazy show that I watched. I binged the whole thing.
Okay.
It's called The One on Netflix.
What is that?
Okay, so this scientist lady and her friend figured out that... I mean, it's just made up, right? Like,
oh, okay.
This isn't real. Real.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I could be. I don't know. But this is like a fictional show.
Okay.
That you can go into a DNA sequence and match it with somebody else for some reason, right? And they are your one perfect match.
Like your love match? Or
Yeah,
your
like
friend?
your love match.
Oh, weird.
Like you fall in love. So, like, people can submit their DNA and it's put into this computer.
Okay.
Does it work? Find you a match.
Does it work?
Well, you've got to watch the show. Yes, it does work.
It does work. Interesting.
So anyway, the show is very fascinating.
I mean,
there is suspense, murder, all cool
Let me tell you, that would save everyone a lot of time. Dating would be non-existent.
Right?
You're like, listen, I don't need to spend all the money on buying pretty girls drinks. I got the one. I already know.
But it's a fascinating show. And then I started thinking, like,
Tinder wouldn't exist.
Right.
Yeah, no dating sites. eHarmony would be out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then another show I only watched one episode of, but I didn't love it. But you might like it. It's called Marriage or Mortgage. People have to choose if they want to spend all this money on their wedding or put a down payment on a house.
I don't like that.
No,
I don't like the premise of that. Whatever. It's probably on E. Is that on E? That sounds like a Bravo.
No, it's on Netflix.
All right, let me tell you about what I'm watching. So, gearing up for our next couple of weeks, I'm going to tell you who we have on the show in the next couple of weeks, and I'm going to tell you about what I watched. So, next week, we have Chef Andy on. She's Gordon Ramsay's executive sous chef. She's amazing. She's a culinary expert. She's a badass. Andy is on. The next week, on the 29th, we have Ellen Marsh. Ellen Marsh is not only one of my favorite humans in existence, she is an amazing Broadway actress.
Oh, yeah.
She's been in Kinky Boots. She's been in so many shows on
She's
Broadway.
gonna be good.
But the best thing that she's doing right now is because Broadway is obviously closed.
Right.
She has a podcast. It's called Obsessed with Disappeared. Okay?
Ooh.
So on the ID network, there's a show called Disappeared. And it tells short stories of people who have disappeared. So Ellen and her best friend Patrick, who she calls Patricia, it is the funniest thing you have ever, and they recap all the episodes of IDs of Disappeared. And it is the best. So if you want to check out a podcast, Obsessed with Disappeared is the funniest.
Okay.
Like for a cut. But one of these is I was watching. So this new thing, it's a new documentary. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called When I Last Saw Jessie. Okay.
What?
The story is this kid, he was 19 years old at the time. Yeah, I think he was in college, 19 years old at the time. He, great kid, great family. He's in, what's that, the Model UN.
Oh, right.
Okay. So these kids, they travel up to Model UN. I think he's in his first year of school, and they're in Chicago, and they're doing this UN.
Right.
And apparently Model UN is a big party. Did you know
Yes,
that?
because I did Model UN.
I never knew that. I thought it was just like a bunch of geeky kids going up and like talking about the world.
I only did it once.
Oh, well, apparently it's like this big party and everyone gets together. Okay, great. So they all go up and they're doing their thing, they're partying. And the morning that they go to leave, there's no Jessie. Jessie's gone.
Jessie, a boy or a girl?
Jesse's a boy. Gone.
Okay.
His stuff's there, his cell phone charger.
Okay, don't tell me every detail, because then I don't even need to watch it.
So he's gone.
Okay. So it's a documentary about what happened to him?
And it is.
Does it tell you what happened? Because I hate watching, listen,
When
I
I
hate
last
watching
saw
those
Jesse.
things, and I've invested an hour, and then they're like,
Well,
and we never found out what happened.
Well, that's
it's
what
like,
it is.
whoa.
There are, you know how many hundreds of thousands of people have just vanished off the face of the earth? They're just vanished. Where are you? It is terrifying.
Somewhere
So
not
when I
nice.
last saw Jessie, it's a very shocking, scary.
How long is it?
It's about an hour. It's Ryan and I were like capped at the end
Okay,
of
I'm
it.
gonna
We
watch
were
it.
like, oh, and then the next morning I said to Ryan, "Can you believe that?" He's like, "I can't believe it." Like
Okay.
we were still talking.
Okay, so that's on Amazon Prime.
yeah.
Okay.
So watch that.
Good. Oh, should we do Pets of the Week?
Oh yeah. Did you send those to me?
Yeah, I did. Judah has them.
Judah, you have Pets of the Week? Pets of the Week.
You love that.
Pets of the Week. All right, let's see.
Do it.
All right, let's start out with Cheese. 4-year-old. Is this?
Cheese?
I don't know if he's the dog or the cat. Hold on. Oh, he's the cat, Judah. Can we get Cheese on the screen, please? 4-year-old orange cat. His name is Cheese. I like cheese. I'm not very good with dairy. Cheese could give you maybe gas. Oh my God.
Okay,
one
go
of
to the
them-
pets.
Hold on, we're getting Cheese. I'm waiting for Judah to get it up on the screen. Hold your horses.
It is on the screen.
Oh, it's on the screen. Hold your pets. This guy's name is Cheez-It, and he's as sweet as his namesake is salty. His favorite activities are chasing his toy mice, napping on blankets, and demanding pets from everyone who walks by.
Aw.
If you come into my room, well, it's more of Cheez-It's room now, you have to pay the toll with head scratches. He has the loudest purrs of any cat I've ever met, and he's not afraid to let his purr motor run when you pet him.
Oh, I love that.
Love that. Cheez-It, 4 years old. He's a redhead.
Hence the name.
He's a redhead. I like that. Cheese. All right. We have 3 today. The next one, I think this is a cat too, a long-haired female. Judah, can you get Octavia up, please? Octavia, such a lug bug. She is curious and affectionate, excellent and polite with children. A little timid at first, but very open to gentle attention, and quickly became affectionate. Probably would be fine with another cat if the other cat was not a bully. I think that's like us all in life. You're like, I'm probably fine with you unless you're a big jerk.
Right.
Then I'm not
And
really
then I
fine
don't
with
like
you.
it. She's pretty. Is it
Yeah.
a girl?
It is a girl.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's really pretty.
long-haired. She spent the first night sleeping at the foot of the 6-year-old daughter's bed. So sweet.
So cute. Okay, well, they're available.
I love that. When we
If
have
you're
one
looking for
more,
new-
we have
oh.
Smokey, an 8-year-old gray female. Yep, another kitty. 3 kitties today. This is
And
a
I think
trifecta.
and I think there's a sale.
Oh, a sale.
Well, not a sale. That was
Oh
awful.
my God. Oh yeah.
Like
hold on. Let's do Smokey.
Okay, do
8-year-old
Smokey.
gray female. This gray beauty has been. A sale. This Great Beauty.
know what I
Hang on to the coupon code coming up next. Just let me get right through this. The Great Beauty has a striking face of a panther, but don't let those eyes intimidate you. She actually has the tiniest, quietest meow that you've ever heard. Smokey is a bit shy, especially if you make fast moves or loud noises, but is just waiting for you to extend a hand. I love that so much.
They're cute.
Yeah, check them out at CASPA.org, CASPCA.org. And we'll put up a link to all the pets of the week so you guys can check them out. And then there is an adoption special going on.
That's what I meant. A special, not a sale.
Adult cats are $17 to adopt from March 17th through 21st. So
go get your kitty.
$17 to get a cat. Yeah. They're on
My
sale.
good friend Maureen was just texting me.
Really?
Because she was watching this show. She said she bought
A cat?
A bunch of the gummies as a Christmas gift to herself from Albemarle and
Nice.
loves them.
She loves them?
I love them too.
Tell me
I'm not
more.
kidding. I do.
I'm intrigued. I'm definitely interested. I would love the fact that it would help me sleep. I like that. I don't like the idea of being high.
It does
So-
not get you high.
Yeah, I don't like that part.
It
But I
doesn't
do
get
like
you
the
high.
relaxing part because I do like to relax. And I would like to rub some CBD on my feet because
it.
I'm so
Try it.
tired this
Nothing.
week.
Try it. It's
Oh
not going to
my
get you
God.
high. That is like such a misconception.
All right. Well, I don't want to spread any misconceptions on the show because, speaking of a misconception, I told Kelly this morning, she said, do you have women in the news? And I said, yes. I wanted to talk about the first woman that's going to space.
I was like, Jamie, there have already been women
And I
in
said,
space.
no, Kelly, I'm talking about, and I Googled it real quick for her to show, and I said, Sally Ride, she's the first American woman in space. And Kelly and Judah were like,
that was like a long time ago.
that did happen, but in 1983. And I was like, oh, yeah. I just wanted to circle back on that. I wanted to remind
Circle
you
back.
guys that a woman went to space. But what I was trying to say is that what about this awesome woman who is going to space? She's a civilian woman, and she's a cancer survivor, who I love. Haley
Although I would
Arsenault.
be nervous. And they aren't, what they're doing, I think, is because they're going into space, but they're not going anywhere. They're just like circling the earth a couple times, I think. Right, Judah? Is that right? I think that's what it is. And they do like an abbreviated astronaut training. I mean, it's still cool.
Is it though? Like, how cool is that? Like, if it's like, okay.
I mean, I don't think I want to risk my life just to orbit around the Earth.
Like, we have pictures of it up there. Like, we know what it looks like. Like, if you're exploring Mars and you're looking for like other life, if you're looking for
How
water.
long does it take you to get to Mars?
I mean, a long time.
Like how long? Like you're living in a spaceship for how long?
I don't know. Judah, what do you think? This is a Jeopardy
Wait, has
question.
anyone? This is dumb.
People have been to Mars,
Been
yes.
to Mars?
Yeah.
I thought it was just they just sent like a robot to
We
Mars.
have the rover up there, but I think people have been to Mars.
Judah, have people been to Mars? See, Jamie.
I am spreading misconceptions all over the show.
We've been to the moon, but we haven't been to Mars.
We
I
haven't
wonder
been to
how long it
Mars.
would
How do we
take
get
you.
the rover up there then, Judah?
We shot it up there in a.
Human mission to Mars. Japan has sent a robotic mission to Mars in 1998.
Right. We're talking about.
Yeah, no humans have been there, but we have everything up there. I mean,
What do you mean?
we have like a rover, we have a bunch of machinery, we have like,
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff up in Mars.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem fun. There's no spa, there's no bar. I'm not really into it. And like, if you like, this is how I feel about Everest. I am obsessed. You know how I'm obsessed
Yes.
with Everest. I love that people climb up, and I love that people want to do that.
I'm not one of them.
But when you get to the top, there's nothing there. Like orbiting around space, like I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's really quiet.
But would you risk your life to do it? Because the
mean-
spaceship can blow up. I mean,
Right.
I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer, but like that's a possibility.
I mean-
it is not out of the realm of strong possibility.
I feel like space travel is very interesting if you're going to like seeing another planet.
Wait,
if
stop,
you-
chicks. Something's going on over here.
Your microphone's on. Like if you could go to Pluto and there were like Plutonians there and there was like a life and you're like, you know what? Jamaica was this year, but I'm thinking
Mars next year.
Let's do Pluto. I mean,
Right.
we haven't been. It's like somewhere we like to explore.
I'd rather go to Dubai.
You know, right? Like I mean, like that I'm into.
Would you go to space, Judah?
I know.
Right?
There's nothing going on. And do you know when the
I
spaceship?
think you don't do anything. I think you have like a duty.
Speaking of duty, do you know that
have
when
a
you
job?
My old boss taught me this. One of the many things he's taught me. But he said that when you're an astronaut, you wear a diaper when you take off. Did you know that? Because of the impact, it lets your bowels go, and you have to wear a diaper. So basically, you
poop your pants.
You poop in your pants, and you just float around for a very long time, and then come back.
No, you can. I don't know if that's true. I don't think you poop your pants when you go to space. Do you?
Well, I'm not saying that everyone, but you could, because it's the impact. Imagine the impact of a rocket ship. Like you were like.
Well, that's true, and you can't sit on a potty either. It's like a suction thing, like those face masks that like suction.
Yeah.
You gotta stick that to your parts and go.
And it sucks it out.
No, it doesn't suck it out of your butt.
Oh, you just, it's like a suction, you said.
No, I mean like it doesn't just suck it out of you. You have to go, and then it sucks it down.
Like a toilet? We call that a toilet. It's
not like that. I can't explain. We're going down a very weird path.
The dentist that has the thing, like the suction?
No,
it's just like a space toilet, Kelly. Got it. Really fun. Like, I'm just gonna float around and just go poop in my space toilet. And then you like eat all that astronaut food, like that the crunchy, dried out food.
Oh yeah.
You're like, hey, I pooped in myself, sucked it out.
Okay, no more poop. Yeah. No more poop.
I don't know.
Tell her to stop.
I'm down with space.
Okay, get to funny tweets.
But congratulations to Sally Ride. 1983 was your year, girl. Girl, you were killing it in 1983.
Your dad's going to start commenting saying no more potty talk. Yeah. He doesn't like it.
My dad is not going to like this at all. Dad, if you're watching, tune this.
He is watching.
Tune it down. All right, some funny tweets of the week this week. Real Chopped Livy says, living with a couple is so annoying. How do kids do it?
That's funny.
I know. Kids are probably so annoyed by their parents at this point.
I'm sending my kid back to school.
See, everyone's ready to go. Eli Criminal said, once on a date, I asked this Catholic girl if those Body of Christ crackers would taste good with hummus, and she never called me again.
I don't think those taste good.
I've never had one because we don't go to church, but I've always wondered what they taste like.
Nothing. They taste like air.
But like, is it crunchy air?
Yeah, I guess.
It's like a space cracker. Got it. All right. Let's see. Eden Dranger, happy 1 year anniversary to me getting an email about a meeting being rescheduled until this all blows over. Can you believe it's been a whole year?
Yes, I can. I am over it. I am over it.
The weird part is looking back. Do you remember when we were like, oh, are they gonna do a mask mandate? Like, how do you think that's gonna like work? And then you're like, oh, we're gonna have to close for a couple of weeks. And it's been a year.
Forget it.
Do you remember that?
I'm over it. Yes, because I'm a germaphobe. And so I pulled my kids out of school before school shut down. I pulled them out like in the middle of the week, and they canceled school like that next week. And we had been in the house since.
Yeah. I think and you know what I do miss about quarantine, which is one of my favorite parts about quarantine, is in the beginning of quarantine when my store was closed and Kelly's kids were out of school, we used to sit outside of my store.
Yeah.
And my store, 2 stores down, is like the hair cuttery or Great Clips. And this was one of my favorite times. And Kelly and I would sit outside, and all these men were getting their haircuts.
Yes,
and
that
go
was
on
the
these
funnest.
quarantine dates. And Kelly and I would just heckle these men all day long. Like, we were like, who are you going out with? And we love your hair.
What are their names?
And they would tell us, like, oh, this girl that I met online.
We should have recorded that.
Kelly and I would get the whole scoop, and we would sit out there every week, and we would heckle all the hair cuttery guys, and I loved it so much. It was like the best thing ever.
Drink wine out of a can.
It was so much fun. And we would whistle at them, and we were like, good haircut. I like what you're doing. Yeah. We were like, and they would remember their like pose. We should have started that show.
We should have.
Missed the boat.
Okay, we have time for one more, and then we got to wrap it up.
All right, let's think. All right. Oh, look, Beef Airness says, a new type of relationship first experienced by my generation is girl I've been friends with online for 20 years.
Wait, what? I wasn't
She's
listening.
saying that now this generation has friends that they just know from online, that they've never met in person. People in their different groups, people they've never met online.
Interesting.
I know.
Okay, well.
All right.
Everett, like and share the show. We appreciate it.
Like and share the show. Special thanks to our sponsors, Colonial Auto Center. If you're looking for a new used vehicle, if you're looking to service your vehicle, head up to Colonial Auto Center, cmacars.com.
Panera Bread, Picasso Swig. Order your Easter baskets.
Yes, Picasso Swig. We have so many Easter baskets. Get online, picassoswig.com, and order your basket. Fun fact about Ellen Marsh, who you're going to love. She's obsessed with Panera, and her favorite thing is broccoli cheddar soup. And when you meet her, you are going to die because you're going to love her, and she loves your soup. Just saying.
Then I'll bring it.
Best friends. We only bring best friends on the show. If we don't like, not gonna come on.
Jamie has only gotten one complaint of stalking.
That's right.
Just the one.
Check out our website, womenchangingourworld.com
Yes.
for past episodes. Like our Facebook page. Like us on Twitter, for the love of God. Like us on Twitter.
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm so tired today.
I know. It's like, I don't know.
the
Do
difference
we do
between-
Twitter? I don't
Yeah.
think we are on Twitter.
I don't even know the difference anymore. I'm
No.
so tired.
Okay. But thanks for tuning in, and we will
you.
see you next week. Same time.
Ciao, everyone.
Later.
Good show.
Good show, lady.
I'm excited about the Grammys. Don't stop now.